All right, everybody. Cinephile Mike is here, and it is episode 10 of Oscar Rewind Season 2, my bi weekly series of videos dropping every Tuesday and Friday, where I revisit the films that reflect the work of this past year's Oscar nominees and winners. I love digging deep into those IMDb profiles. My hope is that you will discover a new, older favorite, or maybe revisit something that you haven't seen in a while. As always, I'll be discussing the Oscar connection, awards history for the film, box office information, and the critical response. And as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Now, before we jump in, quick plug, do me a favor, click that subscribe button. You definitely want to be a part of all the cinematic goodness that is coming up to you this season. All right. So, as I said, this week I'm looking at two powerful films with strong women at the center, two biopics. For this one, I'm looking at two producers of substance. Yes, I'm looking at Polygram Filmed Entertainment's Elizabeth. Written by Michael Hurst and directed by Shekhar Kapur, the film was released in the fall of 1998. Now, during its theatrical run, the film made $30,082,699 domestically, with an additional $52,067,943 internationally, for a worldwide total of $82,150,642. Now, critically, the film is certified fresh on both sides with almost the same score. It has an 84% on the critical side, coming from 67 reviews, and a just slightly higher 86% on the popcorn meter, coming from over 50,000 ratings. Now, award season wise, Elizabeth, like her 45-year reign over England, it wasn't too bad. The film received almost 100 nominations and wins from all over, and I will highlight a few, which were the Oscar win for Jenny Shakor for Best Makeup, and six other nominations: Best Picture, Best Actress for Cate Blanchett, Best Art Direction and Set Direction, Best Costume Design, Best Music, Original Dramatic Score, and Best Cinematography. And worth noting, Remy Adefarasin made Oscar history, being the first Black person nominated in the category of cinematography with Elizabeth. Blanchett won Best Actress at the Critics' Choice Awards, which also nominated the film for Best Picture, Joseph Fiennes for Breakthrough Artist for his performance here and in Shakespeare in Love. Lots of period costumes for him that year. Blanchett won Best Actress Drama at the Golden Globes, which also nominated the film for Best Picture Drama and Best Director for Kapur. There were two wins by the National Board of Review: Best Director for Kapur, and the film was named one of the top 10 films of 1998. Blanchett was also nominated for Best Actress at the SAG Awards, and the most success for the film was at, shockingly, no, the BAFTAs. It won 5 of the 12 nominations. Its wins were for Best British Film, Best Lead Actress for Blanchett, Best Cinematography for Adefarasin, Best Makeup and Hair for Shakur, and the Anthony Asquith Award for Film Music. Its other nominations were for Best Film, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor for Jeffrey Rush, Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, and Best Editing. Its connection to this year's Oscars? Well, like I said, substance. Yes, two of the nominated producers for this year's body horror, The Substance, marked the sixth Oscar nomination for producer Tim Bevan and the seventh Oscar nomination for Eric Fellner. Actually, these two almost perfectly align. The lone nod for Fellner was for Frost Nixon, but together they were both nominated for the same other 5 films: The Darkest Hour, The Theory of Everything, Les Miserables, Atonement, and the first nod that either of them had was for, yep, Elizabeth. So, what is this film about? Well, Elizabeth looks at the early part of her reign. Blanchett's Elizabeth is living a happy life somewhat away from court. She spends her days dancing and living it up while having a romance, a not so secret romance, with the charming Lord Robert Dudley, played by Joseph Fiennes. A devout Protestant, she is at odds with her half sister, Queen Mary, played by Kathy Burke, historically known as Bloody Mary, who is trying to keep the kingdom under control and under the Catholic faith regime. However, she is ill. First, she miscarries her child, and then, before she dies, presumably of cancer, she begs Elizabeth, who is next in line for the throne, being the second child of Henry VIII, albeit born from Anne Boleyn. She wants Elizabeth to make sure she maintains the Catholic faith, but Elizabeth says she is to follow her heart and hopes to bring everyone under one Church of England, which, as we know, she does historically. Spoiler, yes. To this, Mary, before she dies, being told to sign Elizabeth's death warrant, especially by one Thomas Howard, played by Christopher Eccleston, who does not want Elizabeth's Protestant blood sitting on that throne, instead puts Elizabeth under house arrest, saying, "You will be under house arrest until I get better and we can figure out the next move." But this does not happen. That death warrant is never signed. And after Mary's tragic death, Elizabeth ascends to the throne, and an easy journey it will not be. She will learn that she has some allies, none more so than Francis Walsingham, played by Geoffrey Rush, who is hired to be her advisor and protector, having just returned from exile as a result of his Protestant beliefs from France, and Sir William Cecil, played by Richard Attenborough, her advisor who is trying to help her repair a damaged country still dealing with the results of the Crusades. And, of course, she has Dudley. Ultimately, she is told that what will secure her place and help the kingdom be safe is for her to be married, but this is not the most appealing offer for her. And despite that, it only gives, the fact that she refuses to marry and puts it off gives more the other people to want to fight to take that throne. No more so than Thomas Howard, who does all he can. Not that he wants the throne, but he wants anyone but her. He will conspire with the Vatican and raise the Catholic Church against her. He will team up with Mary of Guise, played by Fanny Ardant, who acting as a regent for her daughter Mary, Queen of Scots. We don't meet Mary, Queen of Scots in this film, but they want Mary on the throne of England. And as Elizabeth navigates all of these messy waters, there will be assassination attempts, political intrigue, manipulation, and so much bloodshed before. And okay, yes, spoiler, but I know I keep you spoiler free, but this is really history. We know that Elizabeth will eventually ascend to be the Virgin Queen of England and have a successful 45-year rule. This film was really fascinating, and I can't believe I actually waited so long to watch it. I watched it for purposes of rewind, and yes, I have to say I've been a Kate Blanchett fan for so long. That's why I'm surprised I kept putting off watching this one. I'm finally glad I did because her portrayal of Elizabeth is extraordinary. This is one of her earliest films, and from the jump, she knew how to command this room. Now, while Blanchett was not Kapur's original choice, it more than worked out when he went to her. It probably worked out for the better given what she does with this role. Her Elizabeth shows that more free spirited young woman, and as we see her grow to the tortured young queen, to the powerful monarch that we know she will become. And while I'm sure there were historical liberties taken for dramatic effect, that's the case in every historical biopic, they play well. And even though they seem to be, pushed to the extremes, nothing seems completely out of the realm of possibility of what could have happened in, this time. And as we follow this journey, she's a powerhouse. And as I now revisit this film and think about the Oscars of that year, I'm annoyed she didn't actually take the top prize. But then again, I remember, and I referenced it, this film was also up the same year as Shakespeare in Love, and I will try to repress my frustration. Many of us out there, while a lot of people love Shakespeare in Love, I am not one of them, and we know that there was a lot of feelings about that film taking some of these prizes. I digress. And while I cannot say enough about Blanchett, I have to say the supporting players are also well cast. In their villainous roles, I mean, well, depending your take on these characters, Jeffrey Rush and Christopher Eccleston are a pure delight. They are playing dramatic villains, but Kapur really smartly has them underplay it, which gives their characters the impact of what they're doing. As Elizabeth's love interest, Joseph Fiennes exerts just the right amount of charm and ambition without becoming too obnoxious as he's continually trying to get Elizabeth to marry him. And aside visually, this film is a lush, beautiful exploration of the Tudor era. Alexandra Byrne's costumes are a magical wonder. The intricate details are stunning as we see Elizabeth's look evolve from her early life to her, more white-faced, powdered Virgin Queen, which is when we really bring in that gorgeous Oscar-winning work of Shekhar. And, as we move through the palaces and the various settings, this almost labyrinthine court, it's so exhilarating to behold as a result of the art and set decoration from the whole production combined team of John Meyer, Jonathan Lee, Lucy Richardson, and Peter Howitt. There's not enough to be said about it, all caught in excellent work by Remy Adefarasin's cinematography. Bevan and Fellner, again, the reason we are here, truly did some stunning work. They, have really fostered some films with powerful female characters at the forefront. I mean, look at The Substance. Depending on how you feel about that film and the way it went, I mean, there was a powerhouse, strong woman at the forefront of that. We had one here. This is what they do. Elizabeth, after I've said all this, you're probably thinking, why am I not going 5 stars with this? The film is a 4-star film. Hearst's screenplay is a little too muddled at times, and I feel they tried to cram a few too many plot elements into this 2 hours, but the visuals and the acting, you can kind of forgive it that. So for me, Elizabeth is a worthy 4-star film. Now, if you would like to see Elizabeth, as of this recording and posting, your only option is to rent it or purchase it as it is available on most digital platforms, but there is no streaming information as of this time. All right, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Oscar Rewind. We are moving through this month and looking at those producers for the Best Picture nominees. We have a few more coming up. If you enjoyed this, which I hope you did, please, again, click that subscribe button, like and share the video, enter the conversation. Let me know some of your picks. Do you have a film that one of this past year's nominees did that you want to hear me talk about? Let me know in the comments, and I will do my damnedest to make sure I can squeeze it in. As always, you can find me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd, and find lots of great additional cinematic goodness on my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, until next time, everyone, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.